Hey, welcome back to my channel. Around July 22nd, 2021, Summer Wells' 3 brothers were removed from the Wells home. That was almost 17 months ago. 4 days ago, Don Wells and Candace Bly went to court. Now, I know that most states have reunification as their goal when children are removed from their parents' care. Most states allow 12 to 18 months for the parents to better themselves per CPS requirements. I do know that there are very few exceptions to this rule. If the parents have been working hard on whatever CPS said that they need to fix, and it hits that 18-month date, they'll extend it a little further. I know of one case of someone that I know personally that the parents were given 23 months. And they did get their 3 children back. But from my understanding, that is a very rare opportunity. So what do you think is happening with the 3 Wells boys? I went back to my video that I'm going to share here with you to try to get the exact date of the removal of the 3 Wells boys. The phone call was done on July 24th, 2021. And Don said that the boys were removed a couple days before. So that's where I got July 22nd, 2021. Let's listen to that.
Hello?
Don.
Hey.
Hey, it's Jay.
Hey.
Hey, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. I wanted to call and check in on you.
Yeah, everything's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you don't sound good.
No, me and my wife's just been going through a lot.
Are the kids okay?
They're fine. They're fine.
The rumor is that they were taken out of the home. Were they taken from you guys? Were they? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
A couple days ago.
I'm so sorry.
Right now, with everybody attacking us and all this stuff going on, right now, it's probably better for them.
Was it for their safety? Like from that?
No, there's more to it than that. But
see how you guys are holding up, because these interviews that I've seen.
Satan's trying to tear our world apart, and he's had a high degree of success, but we're trying not to allow him to tear us apart any more than he already has.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they come at me and said I had somebody, they deposed him. They said they had an inside scoop with TBI, and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I believed that stuff. I believed it. And I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. That's why I took our kids. I mean, they come at me and said I had somebody, they deposed him. They said they had an inside scoop with TBI, and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I believed that stuff. I believed it. And I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. That's why I took our kids.
Oh no.
But I'm not going to let it happen again, though.
Regardless, next week will be 17 months. That means that Don and Candace have approximately 5 weeks to figure their shit out. They've had over a year to work on themselves. 16 months. 1 year and 4 months. Now, granted, Don was in jail for 6 of those months, but he still could have been working on whatever CPS said to do. We know that he was sober during those 6 months. Candace? Not so much. Now, I have several videos of Candace drunk on panels, spewing and mumbling about how she wasn't in love with Don anymore. And I'll link those in my description box below. So
don't get me wrong, I love him, but I'm not in love with him anymore.
I'm sure this situation took a toll on y'all's relationship and everything.
Yeah, it has.
That's it.
I love him, but I'm not in love with him anymore.
Right.
And I'll do anything for him because he's the kid's dad. But I cannot keep going the way I'm going. If that makes sense.
But yeah, look. And if you feel like that you will be in a better position for the boys and for Summer and for yourself, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I mean, that's a hard thing.
Donnie's gonna hear this at the end of this, but it doesn't even matter. I love Donnie to death. He's my kid's dad. Hold on, Cam. Let me get this out.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Please let me get this out. I love Donnie to death. I love him because he's the kid's dad. But as far as being in love with him anymore, I am done. He just doesn't understand how and what I feel.
What do you think that CPS set as requirements for Dawn and Candace to do to get the boys back home? We know that safety of the home was definitely one thing, and many people helped and donated to that. Did they ever finish that? Did they ever finish updating their house? Does anybody know? But what else? What else did CPS set as requirements? I pray that parenting classes were one of those things. Now, what are your thoughts? Should the boys be subjected back to Dawn and Candace again? We have to keep in mind, Dawn admitted to SA with his stepsister. He even blamed her for it. And it didn't matter to him that she was only 5 years old and he was 12. In fact, he just spoke with Josh from the lab a couple weeks ago, calling himself a damn victim. Let's watch a little clip of that.
Yeah, you really do, man.
Can
You
I
just
ask?
fuck off with that bullshit.
Can I ask a
Fuck
question now?
you. No, fuck you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Got me way off base.
you should have read the Bible more, buddy.
I love my children.
I didn't say you didn't. I never said you
Oh,
didn't.
man, you just gonna sit here and run your mouth.
Yes.
Like Mr. Chris McDonough going after little 14-year little boys. What the fuck's wrong with you? You pedophile?
Yes, correct. That's a
What's
that's a
wrong
good
with
one.
you?
No, but you
Mr.
are an
Stan
admitted one.
Wannabe?
You're an admitted
No,
one.
you are.
No, you're an admitted
I
one.
was a little kid and so were
No,
they.
I want to interject here for just a second. I'm playing just a little bit of what happened before they actually go into great detail about Dawn being the alleged victim of his 5-year-old little sister. Okay, they went back and forth. I do not think that Dawn is sober in this call. I can't say for sure because he said he wasn't drinking, but the way that he and Josh were going back and forth, it was almost like Josh was dealing with the most belligerent drunk at the bar. And he was like the calm, cool, collected bartender that was just trying to pacify the belligerent drunk that wouldn't leave his bar. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. Also, keep in mind, when Jeannie was SA'd by Dawn, she was 5 years old. He was 12. That's when it began. It lasted for 7 years. Jeannie was 5 years old and it lasted until she was 12. It started when Dawn was 12 and it ended when Dawn was 19 years old. 19. So his whole teenage years, from 12 to 19, he was touching a little child inappropriately. And he has the balls to call himself the damn victim. Now I'm going to let this play a little bit further.
Admitted
I
one.
was a little kid and so were
No,
they.
you weren't a little
Hey, I
kid.
can't
She
help
was
it. They don't
5 years
wanna
old,
fit their
Dawn.
part.
Dawn, she was 5 years old.
Man, fuck off with that.
You were how old? 12,
Fuck
13? How long did it go on for, Dawn?
Yeah, I was a little kid.
No, you weren't a little kid. You were a
I didn't know
teenager.
that. Hey, at least I admitted to my part.
Good job.
But
Congratulations.
That they don't want to admit to their part.
She's 5.
I was a little kid.
She was
and
5.
I was 12.
Yeah. Way
Hey, at least
older.
I'm man enough to admit my mistake.
How does that make
Why don't
you a man?
admit your mistake?
How does that make you a
Man,
man?
it don't make me a man. It makes me a man because I admit that I made a mistake.
Okay,
But
I
they
wanna-
can't
can I
admit
ask
their
you about
mistake.
Summer?
Neither can you.
Can I
What
ask-
have you done?
Can I
little
ask
bitch?
you about Summer?
What have you done in your life, you little bitch?
Get it all out, Dawn.
Fuck you.
Get it out.
You made mistakes.
Yeah, sure.
You're not perfect.
I'm not.
You ain't nobody.
No.
You're not.
Nope.
You want to sit there and play like you're high and mighty?
No, I don't.
Like you've never done shit wrong? I would like to know really about your past.
Have at
Because
it.
you ain't nobody either.
Have at it.
You've made all kinds of mistakes, but you know what? You ain't man enough to admit one mistake you've ever made in your life, are you?
Well, I regret taking this phone call since you won't ask me or let me ask a question.
Yeah, I'll bet you do because you're a little bitch and you talk shit just like fucking Trevor Lee. You're a fucking Chris McDonough
Yeah,
wannabe.
I am.
Fuck
That's
you.
true. That's true. Okay. Hey, Dawn, why did the dispatcher say that Candace went for a walk and then she said she didn't go for a walk? Oh, he hung up. Well, that was a great phone call.
See what I mean about Don sounding like he's intoxicated? He was so proud of himself for admitting to essaying his 5-year-old stepsister. It seems that he sees himself being a better person for doing so, but then he says that they won't admit to their part. I mean, really? He said since he was 12 years old that he didn't know any better, but he expects a 5-year-old to know that SA between a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old is wrong? This makes me physically sick to even think about, because let's remember how we even know who Donald Wells is, because his 5-year-old little girl is missing. What did he expect Summer to know at 5 years old? Don acts like the essaying was a one-time thing, like it didn't continue for 7 long years. 7 years, that's at least 2,500 days, 2,500 days of Dawn sneaking into Jeannie's bedroom where she lay in her bed in fear, wearing layers of clothing in hopes to detour her 12 or 13 or 14 or 15, 16, 17, 18, even 19-year-old man from touching her again, night after night. But then Dawn tries to flip shit on Josh, trying to make his past equivalent to Dawn's disgusting past. I'm sure whatever Josh has in his past, he has never touched any little girls at any age in his life. Dawn is reaching hard though. And Dawn hung up, but it was probably a drunk move because he called right back. So let's listen to how Dawn explains how he is the poor victim.
Everybody's
Why
panel
have
that
you-
you, everybody's
Find my
panel,
daughter.
Don, everybody's panel that you go on to, they kiss your ass because they think you're going to say something and tell them where Summer
Just
is.
like you.
No.
Just like you.
No.
Yeah.
Am I kissing your ass right now, Don?
No, not right now, but you have in the past.
I
Don't lie
never
to me.
have. Remember
Everybody
that
knows.
time?
They've
Do
seen
you
your
remember
show.
that conversation you had where you called me the N-word 30 times screaming at me? The last conversation that we ever had, Don. Do you really think?
Man, I can't help it if you act like a nigga. I can't help that. That's not my fault.
Are you drinking tonight?
No, are you?
No, I haven't. No. I might have
Doing
to after
drugs?
this.
What the hell's wrong with you?
No.
We've never had a conversation like this before, but since you're live, you want to act all crazy.
No, I'm not acting crazy at all.
Well then, Don has no filter, but he said he's not drinking. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and skip forward just a bit.
Let me tell you something. My stepsister is the one who touched me first.
5-year-old girl. Okay.
She was the... Yes, sir.
She's 5, Don.
She had been molested. She had been molested before I even come into the picture.
Okay.
I didn't even know what was going on.
So you thought...
So a 5-year-old baby girl touched Don first. There are so many things wrong with that, but I'm more focused on the part where Don claims that she was essayed before he even got there. Does that mean that Don is accusing his own father of essaying the girls too?
Even know what was going on.
So you thought you would just join the party?
And I told
right?
her no. Hey, listen, man. You quit over talking me. I told her no.
Okay.
And she says, oh, but I do it all the time. So I didn't know what was going on. Okay? And I was like, you know, I admitted to my part, but she can't admit to her part. And she can't help it that she was, I found out, molested and stuff before I even came into the picture or was even in that home. There was a lot going on there and I didn't know about. There's a lot more going on, but they won't admit that part of it.
And but what does that have to do with what you did to her?
I can't help it. Look here, man. I can't help it that I come into a situation that I didn't know what was going on, and I fell a victim myself. Okay? I was a 12-year-old boy. I didn't know any better. I'm sorry that I did not know any better.
Okay, so there it is. Poor little Donnie was victimized at 12 years old by a 5-year-old child.
You know what? I'm 50 fucking 8. I know better. I know that I shouldn't have went there now, but I did not know that then. I'm very sorry.
I mean, by this is your apology?
No, there's not no apology. I'm telling you, I'm the victim.
Oh, okay. So if you stood in front of a judge and he said, okay, how old were you, Dawn? I was 14. I was 14. And she was 5, but I'm the victim. But I'm the victim.
Man, you're still trying to rationalize. You're still sitting there trying to rationalize that I'm some kind of piece of shit. Yeah. And I'm going to sit there and tell you, man,
I'm not rationalizing anything, Dawn.
I'm the victim to my stepsisters. Okay. I'm the victim.
Right, I'm sure.
How pathetic. OMG. He admitted to his part, but she, the 5-year-old victim, who is now a survivor and a circle breaker, can't admit to hers. Her part was being taken advantage of by a 12-year-old boy for 7 years until he was a grown 19-year-old man. That was her part. He's a damn fool. But he said it was already happening before he got in that house, meaning that his father did shit. He's the only other male in that house, unless Don means his stepbrothers. I don't know, but poor Donnie fell victim because at 12 to 19 years old, he didn't know that he should not be inappropriately touching a 5-year-old little girl. Poor Donnie boy.
Yeah.
You're the victim.
Man, I'm telling you, there was a lot going on there, dude. There was a lot going on there before.
Are you a victim that Summer's missing too? Are you a victim in that?
I'm the victim. Yes, I'm the victim.
Why are you the victim?
Well, look what I've been through, you dumb son bitch.
That little fight.
I'm the victim.
You can't talk without cussing, can you? That's impossible for you.
Not to you, not with the likes of you. Because you're so headstrong that, you know, this way and that way, but you're not seeing my side of it. I'm the victim in this case. Look, they tried to, Chris McDonough and all them tried to railroad me into prison and sign false statements on me. Mary lied like a fucking dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, you damn right I'm going to cuss.
Whoa. Mary is a very lovely human.
Yeah, very lovely, man.
And you are not.
Whatever. Sit there and play like an innocent
and
little
you are
angel,
not, because...
Quote, I'm a victim, end quote. That is the quote of the year from Donald Wells. WTAF. He's a victim of his stepsisters and of Summer missing. He's the victim. Mary's a liar. Dawn is perfect and innocent. Everybody around Don Wells has victimized him. Maybe in the land of Oz, Don Wells is an ignorant fool who seems to be very narcissistic, in my opinion. It's all about Don. Everyone should pity him. He's done everything right his whole life. All the times he's been in jail and in prison, that wasn't his fault. All the kids he's lost because CPS removed them, that wasn't his fault. Even him touching his 5-year-old baby stepsister was not his fault. Summer isn't the victim. Her 58-year-old father is the victim. So is this the man who should be raising 3 young boys? Now, Josie is about to be 14, or maybe he's already 14 years old now. Waylon and Wyatt are younger than Josie. Is this victim a good role model for them? Was Summer safe in that house before June 15th, 2021? What scares me even more is Dawn is only one of the 2 adults that are supposed to be role models for these boys. Now, I'm done listening to this call for now. I'll leave the link to Josh's channel in my description box if you'd like to go hear the whole call, or I can review the whole call if you'd like. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you want me to make a video. For now, I'm done with it. So let's talk about our next subject. Another thing we also know about Don is that he showered with all 4 children at the same time. Poor Summer in that shower, standing about waist height with 4 males around her. That shit still makes me sick to my stomach. I have a video of him admitting to that also. Let's listen to that right here.
She slept in between me and Candace for 5 years straight.
Why?
because I tried to get her sleeping in her own bed, and she come to me one night. I said, "Summer, you're sleeping in your own bed." She went in there and laid down, and she come back. She was with tears in her eyes. She says, "But Daddy, I just want to be with you." And I says,
Right.
"Okay, Summer." I couldn't tell her no.
Yeah.
How do you tell your little girl no when she wants to sleep with you? I can't. It's impossible.
Well, then why do these people like Cher and Benny say and put these things in everybody's head that would all sleep naked and shower with her? Like, why are they putting that stuff out? Like, is that true?
You know, when your little girl and your boys, they go out and they play all day, and then they get mixed up with candy. You bring them candy all or something.
Yeah.
They got the shit all over their face and in their hair.
Yeah.
Well, I have to take a shower every night because I work in drywall.
Right.
So I'm like, fuck, get your little punk asses in here. And we'd all rinse off together real quick. Mom would be waiting out in town. I'd throw them out one at a time. And Mom would dry them off and dress them. So, I don't want my little girl with freaking candy all over her sleeping next to me. And plus, she ain't gonna sleep good unless she's clean. I did it out of love.
So that's all I have for this video. I want to try to keep it short and sweet. I just wanted to know what you think about our time frame. Right now, the time frame for the Wells boys. Next week will be 17 months that the boys have been out of Dawn and Candace's care. From what we have heard, the boys are striving. They're doing great in their foster home. Should they be put up for adoption? Or should they be sent back home to Dawn and Candace? Now, I did hear that Dawn said somewhere recently, I guess he's been panel hopping lately. I personally have not been watching. I watched the one time that he got on Josh's panel, and that was too much for me. I was yelling. I had my earbud in my ear, and I was doing housework, and my family was here, and I was raising my voice. It's like, "You are not a damn victim." And my daughter said, "Mom, who are you talking to?" Nobody. I'm listening. It was so bad. I was so mad. So mad. How dare him call himself a victim when his stepsister Jeannie was the victim. She is the survivor. She survived through 7 years of him doing obscene things to her. Screw him and everything about him, in my opinion. Okay. So leave me a comment below. Let me know your opinions. Keep it kind of respectful, keep it PG. But I want to know what you think. Should the boys be back with Dawn and Candace? Or should they be adopted by a family who wants children that would raise the boys with morals and manners? What do you think? Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I love you bunches.